first time using the spike carbonation stone. You see I've got it hooked up here. What I did was I cold crashed for 2 days at 38 degrees. And while I was doing that, I hooked up my spunding valve, and I set it just for a couple of degrees so I wouldn't have any vacuum forming. On my setup here, I've got a spike PRV, I've got a ball valve, and I've got a spunding valve. Yeah, ideally I should have the PRV before the ball valve, but I'm pretty, careful with it that I don't close it off and forget about it. Maybe at some point I'll put a T in and put the PRV on the other side, but for now this works for me. So I had the spunding valve set really low initially, just so I didn't have any vacuum forming during the cold crash. Then I hooked it up and I set it to 6 psi. Now the way I came up with that number is I opened up my Brewfather app, and I was brewing a New England IPA, and it said for 38 degrees that the ideal carbonation would require that you set the PSI to 6 PSI, and I'm assuming for 24 hours. So 38 degrees, approximately 6 PSI over here. And I had this spunding valve dialed into 6 PSI. Then I sanitized everything on the carbonation stone, and I hooked it up, opened up the valve, and in theory, in 24 hours, this should be fully carbonated and ready to drink. So let's see. But that's pretty much all there is to it, to the carbonation stone. Looking forward to trying a carbonated beverage this time tomorrow night.